Today we're talking about the difference between being chased versus being chosen. Why circular dating or dating the way I teach you guys is so powerful and why it's also dangerous. So when you're circular dating, you start becoming magnetic to men, magnetic to every man out there, but not every man is going to be a man that chooses you. Some men just want to be with you, propose to you because they are in a chasing mode. And let's talk about why you should and only choose back a man who actually chooses you and how to spot the difference. So imagine you are a beautiful you are a beautiful flower. Yeah, a beautiful flower that smells so good, is magnetic, and your dream man in this case would be this butterfly, beautiful, colorful butterfly. However, because you are such a good smelling flower, you also attract flies and some kind of bugs. Um, and you don't want that, right? You only want that butterfly. Well, good for you. You're not a flower, so you can actually choose who has access to you. A flower, not really, maybe a little bit. Um, but not really. Okay. But you get the point, okay? So you become magnetic to everything and everything out there because you're such a beautiful flower. And now the hard part here is to spot which man is actually a butterfly and which man is a bug. Because it's really hard to tell, you know? And on looks and money, you can't really like see if a man is a high value man who chooses you or if he is just here because he's chasing you. He can look the same, can have the same money, can dress the same. And the biggest difference is if this man, if this man is doing it out of his ego or if your guys' values actually are compatible. Let me give you an example. What does it mean to do something out of ego? Yeah, what does it mean to do something because it's fun? So for example, if every single man are going to be magnetized by you because you're such a beautiful flower, okay? And if a guy is just doing it out of his ego because let's say he wants to prove that he is the man who can win you over, that is not really healthy and that's not really, it doesn't really mean that you guys are compatible. One example of that is actually me. In my early 20s, I was obsessed with my looks. It wasn't in a healthy way. I did it to prove that I am worthy and good enough. Right now, I choose to take care of my looks. I choose to eat healthy. I choose to go to the gym. I choose to take care of my appearance because it makes me feel good, but not to prove anyone. I don't even care if someone sees me. So many days I take care of myself and no one sees me. I'm not even live streaming. I just do it because I feel good. Okay. So proving to someone that, I don't know, maybe he proves to his friends that he can get a beautiful woman like you, or he can prove to himself that he is a better man than someone else. You know what I mean? That's not a good reason to propose to someone, but men still do it. So you have to be aware of that because what ends up happening is if you are with a man like this, it's gonna be emotionally immature. And mm, many of us have been there. I myself have been emotionally immature before and was doing things out of ego. But it doesn't stop here. He's gonna be doing more things out of ego. He's going to be, I don't know, um, next day trying to do, okay, that's like a crazy example, but maybe he's going to go hiking with his friend out of ego because he needs to prove his friend that he's more sporty than him, while you need him at home for whatever reason, right? A man who is acting out of his ego just because of his ego, it's not a good thing. So you've got to be aware, and I know how difficult it is to be aware if this man is actually emotionally stable, because the action is the same. Just like me taking care of my body back then and now it's the same, but the energy underneath is so different. And this is what I can spot. That's why my clients give so much value to having me as their dating coach, because I can spot if a man is emotionally mature or not. And it's really, really important that you are with an emotionally mature man who actually chooses you and not just follows his ego. Okay. And another reason why this is so important is that a lot of men are also just going to be proposing to you and dating you because it's fun, because you're magnetic. As a feminine woman, you are a unicorn. In this world, men are not used to a woman who being so magnetic, knowing the dating skills that I'm teaching you. So he's gonna be like, wow, she's a goddess. I'm gonna date her because I need access to her. And maybe he has zero intention to marry and you want to marry. You guys are not compatible, but he might even, still pursue you, still want to chase you because it's so fun. And he's just like, wow, this woman is amazing. But your values aren't same, right? Maybe. And maybe he doesn't want to have kids and you want to have kids. So all of this will work, but you have to see the intention behind it. You have to be really, really clear minded and see, okay, what are his values? The worst thing you can do, honestly, is tell a guy on the first date, oh, I had a girlfriend who did that. I had a girlfriend, she had like a love list, you can say. And she gave it to, like she was kind of like making copies and giving it to guys. I mean, some men would just say, no, I'm not up for it, but some men become liars like, oh, you want to have 5 kids? I want two. You want to live in San Francisco? Me too. Just to be around her. And I know you can't probably imagine that men do this, but it's more common and you can, it's common. It happens. So again, some men are going to date you just because you're fun, and they're just going to maybe not intentionally lie, but just ignore the fact that you guys are not compatible. So if you have the goal to marry, you have the goal to make a life with someone, you have to be really aware and really really logical and asking him the right questions. And it's really hard, especially if you like him, especially if your emotions are involved. That's why it's so important. You have other people, maybe friends, family members who can also judge the situation and also an expert on your side. So many times I heard my clients who came to me and they were like, my family friends told me this and this and this. And I'm like, thank God you didn't listen to them, because sometimes family friends also just react out of fear, fight, flight, just like, just drop him. Or, yeah, there are like some family members where something bad happened to me and they had like this people pleasing coping mechanism and they'll be like, yeah, it's okay, it's not a big deal. You see, it's sometimes difficult to ask people who aren't trained in this field. And again, if you need extra support, reach out for a free law audit call because I'll be able to help you in your dating journey. Okay, and even if you are a man watching now, I'm also going to be able to help you to choose the right woman, not out of ego, not out of just because she's fun, but because she's really, truly compatible to you, because you choose her. Okay, so we're not doing this game women against men, men against women. No, it's all supposed to be a win-win. Okay, so And the next point, why again it's so dangerous, and I touched on it, it's because of different values. If a man, every man is going to be magnetized to you when you know how to date. Okay. So the magnetic fun part is going to be there. And maybe even a little bit their ego gonna be satisfied. But that shouldn't be the surface. Okay, sorry. The main goal of that should be for him that he chooses you. And why would he choose you? Because you guys are compatible. Why would he choose you? Because he sees, okay, we both want to get married, we both want to have kids, we both want to settle or we don't want to settle. There is a certain compatibility. And he knows he's ready for whatever you are ready for. He knows that he can give you what you're looking for. And in this case, he will choose you. But I'm telling you, it's really hard for a man to say no and to realize himself, I'm not ready for whatever she wants. I'm just doing it because she's fun. I'm just hanging around just because my ego is pleased or my needs are fulfilled. It takes so much self-awareness and self-control from a man to be able to stand up. And when you're dating as a woman, don't assume that this is happening. You have to be self-aware. You have to filter out and best get extra support. Okay. And as a man, try to think about it. Are you self-aware? How are you choosing your partner? Because a lot of men are going for the woman that is fun or pleases their ego. But what if you get to have everything? You also get to have someone who is actually compatible to you. Okay. So that is why it's so important that you as a woman, you choose a man back that chooses you, that is compatible to you. Because a lot of men are going to chase you. It's a beautiful flower. You're going to be chased. You're going to be wanted. But not every man chooses you consciously. And you've got to help him a little bit and also see behind the proposal. I had so many clients where, they get proposal after proposal. That's really easy. But we had to go behind it. And so many times the guy that proposed, actually, it turned out that he didn't even want to marry and he still proposed. Why did he do it? Because he liked her, he didn't want to lose her. That is not choosing. This is so completely incompatibility. Okay, so again, it's really difficult to spot this slight difference because it looks the same. It literally looks the same, and you can never know if a man chooses you or is chasing you unless you really, really embody this and have lots of knowledge. And even if you have that, need someone from outside. For example, I always had this knowledge. I have the embodiment, but even I always have a coach because when we're in a situation, when we like someone, we are in the situation, it feels like we are like literally in the dark because we need a higher perspective, a zoomed out perspective to actually see the whole path, like the whole field, what's going on. You know what I mean? Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if it makes sense what I'm sharing. It was a little bit of a deeper concept. So if you're up for hearing more of the deeper concept and knowledge stuff, let me know. If it was too much, also let me know. And subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up. And again, if you'd like extra support in your dating journey, reach out for a free love audit call. And I see you in the next video.